Bloody war's all we need. Our fields are ravaged.
This is going to take a while yet. Looks like it's almost done. Now we just have to temper it. That's one sharp blade.
My God! You're all covered in blood.
I brought you the hunting sword.
Aye, I saw you work. You shouldn't hunch over the anvil so much. Your back will ache when you're as old as I am.
Right. Thanks for the advice. Can we get on with our bet?
All right, all right. Wait here. I'll go and fetch Matthias, and we'll see which one of you is the better blacksmith. Well then, let's see what you made.
Feast your eyes.
What about you, Matthias?
Here it is, Master.
Let's see here. That's impossible. Such balance. I'm sorry, Matthias, but his sword is better.
What?
Listen, lad. You're wasting your talent here. If you're ever in Kuttenberg, ask for Nicholas Crondell. He's the best armorsmith in the region. He might take you on as his apprentice.
Thanks for the advice. But where's my prize?
Here's your money.
Thank you kindly, Master. And you, give me the sword.
What? Forget it. That blade of yours will fall apart any moment anyway. It may look nice, but if we're fighting with them, I'd slice you to ribbons.
You think I want to get maimed for a couple of groschen? You know what? Keep the sword. I have no need for this.
A coward and a loudmouth. What a combination.
Let him be, Matthias. Come now. We've got a lot of work to do. I bought a lovely yew bow the other day for a great price. My. What would you like?
I brought you the...
Aye, you should...
Right.
All right. Well then, what about...
Here-
Let's...
What?
Listen, if you're ever...
Thanks for the...
Here's your...
Thank you, Con. And you?
What? That blade...
Very well. If you want to get your ass kicked on top of all that, I'll be happy to oblige.
Don't get too cocky now. We'll see who'll be picking their teeth up off the ground.
Break a leg, Matthias.
Fuck you, Whoreson! I yield. Mercy!
We're done here.
Did you really have to come and rub it in my face like that? I know I lost.
You may know it, but you haven't paid. I believe you were supposed to give me your sword.
Here, choke on it.
Nothing special. Maybe I'll get a few groschen for it.
I hope someone stabbed you with it.
What can I do for you?
What do you have for sale?
I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir. What?
Fuck you, whoreson.
My humble respects.
Hey, Tomlin. People around here tell me you have a Thunderstone.
People say all sorts of things.
They also say if I beat you in a fight, it's mine.
Those days are over. There was a time I'd put it up for grabs in fights with cocky fools. That much is true. I even had a couple of craftsmen come from the burg to try their luck. But everyone got a thrashing. Well, then I decided to retire. It didn't seem right, and my conscience was getting the better of me. Well, as for you, you've cut the locals down to size. Impressive work. So there's nothing here for you now. But if those fists of yours are still itching, you could try your luck over in Miskovitz. Blood runs hot in those lads, so you'll fit right in like a thumb up an arse. And if you're as stupid as you are brave, there's a shit pit in the burg they call the Hole. They're hard as nails there. Beat the shit out of each other with iron gloves. Fucked up if you ask me, but each to his own.
Look, that's all very well, but it's you I'm here to fight. For the Thunderstone.
Fuck's sake. You're a bleeding half-wit, aren't ya? Let's try again. I'm not fighting for the stone anymore. I found it. It's mine. I'm keeping it.
But Kona from Grund really needs the stone.
Yeah, I know. She came by, and I told her, as I've told everyone else, that I found the stone, so by rights, it's mine. Not just anyone can find a stone like that. Only a person it's destined for. It wouldn't be right to give it to someone else. That would be tempting fate, and nothing good would come of it.
I'll buy the stone from you.
It's not for sale.
I want to see the stone first.
You what? Don't you believe me? Everyone here knows I have it.
Well, exactly. Everybody knows you have it, so why not show it to me? Besides, I've never seen a magic Thunderstone, and here's my chance. I may never have another.
All right. Have it your way, then. Here it is. Almost as smooth as glass, and pointed at the end. It fits into your hand just right.
Wait, is this really it?
Of course.
I don't think it is.
Well, I think you know fuck all about it, and you wouldn't recognize a Thunderstone if it dropped out of the sky onto your head.
Oh no, wait. I read something about that. How was it? A Thunderstone, otherwise known as fulgur conditum, is an earthly mass struck by lightning, which then conceals itself within. This stone lies buried deep under the earth before ascending to the surface after 7 days. A round hole is punched in the stone itself by the thunderbolt, but your stone has no hole.
Oh, you're a scholar, are ya?
Well, I learned enough to spot when someone tries to hoodwink me with a rock they picked up in a creek.
I didn't mean to deceive ya.
Stop fucking me around. I need to find the Thunderstone. Do you have it or not?
I don't have it now. I really did find a Thunderstone. And I had it right up until the other day when it was stolen. I didn't want word to get out because I'd look like a right fool. So I acted like nothing happened. I'm sorry for leading you on. I didn't mean any harm.
And do you have any idea who might have stolen it from you?
If you ask me, it was that Hansel from Warhorse and his little mate Peter. They were ever so curious about it right before it disappeared.
And you didn't do anything about it?
Of course I fucking did. I went to ring their necks, but they disappeared like the steam from my piss. They must have seen me and bolted, which only confirmed my suspicions. I haven't had any luck finding them since then, though, and I don't have time to chase them around the countryside. I have the farm to take care of.
All right. I'll have a look for them.
Well, when you get to Warhorse, take the main road away from the fortress until you reach the first farm on the right. There are hired hands there. That much I found out. If you find the stone, please bring it back to me. I'll make sure you're well rewarded. You have my word. I was the one who found it, so by rights, it's mine. It was destined for me. To mess with fate would only bring bad luck and misfortune.
Tell me, how did you come by the stone in the first place?
That's a secret.
If you came by it honestly, why be so secretive about it?
I'm not hiding anything. I'm just not one to brag, that's all. And until it's back in my hands, I don't want to talk about it.
I can appreciate that, but sharing a story isn't exactly bragging.
All right, then. I found it a couple of years back in a field outside Billany. On the way to Wizard the Quarry. You probably know the place. I was going to take a shortcut through the woods, but there'd been a hell of a storm about a week before. It tore off roofs, carried away some shepherd's huts, even top of the tower on those fortifications at Gutenberg. And it very nearly flushed us out of here too. A proper act of God it was. Well, the forest was a complete mess, so I couldn't go that way. So I decided I'd go through the field. And all of a sudden, I stumble over something. And what do I see? A Thunderstone right under my foot. Stroke of luck it was.
Right. Listen to what I have to say. Only a blind man can't see it. Sigismund is 1,000 times better.
My respects. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
I need to find a Thunderstone, and I heard you might know of one.
Oh, yeah? Who told you that, then?
Tomlin over Horsham Way told me you pinched his Thunderstone. You and some Hensel fellow. So you better come clean before I let Tomlin beat the truth out of you.
Fuck me! So Bruthen's made you his lackey? As if that stone hasn't caused enough trouble already.
Watch your tongue. I'm no one's lackey. And you, go on. What happened with the stone?
We fucked up. And all because of that stupid stone. I wish we'd never taken it.
So Tomlin was right. It was you. Where's the stone now?
I haven't the faintest. It was all Hensel's idea and he had it on him the whole time. And before you ask, no, Hensel's not here. Andrew is holding him captive.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm missing something here, and it's not just the stone. So tell me, what the fuck happened?
We wanted to butcher Andrew Ramhead's band of pillagers, but that's easier said than done. So Hensel got the idea that we could borrow Tomlin Bruthen's magic stone from him to help us fight them like, but Tomlin wasn't having it, so we filched it without him knowing, and then set off after those bandits. But everything went to shit. They caught Hensel and almost killed me and Stislav. So, you come a bit late for that fucking stone. Not that it brought us any luck anyway. If I were you, I'd give it up as a lost cause.
Who is this Andrew Ramhead?
A mercenary commander from King Sigismund's army. He's been ordered to guard the roads with his men. Or so he says. But apart from that, they also carry out raids, rob the people, mug merchants and steal cattle. And they make the peasants pay tribute. And of course, after our fuck-up, they've turned the screws and are demanding even more. Another reason for everyone round here to hate me. And ever since they torched the fortress, it's been wretched here, with no one to look out for us.
How did your assault go?
Hensel led the way. There was him, me, and Stislav. We wore padded doublets and took hunting knives and axes. Stislav had a bow too. We got within earshot when it all went to shit. Stislav stumbled and yelped. Then they noticed us. After that, everything happened so fast. We charged at them, Hensel up front with us behind. Arrows started raining down. They all missed Hensel, but I was shot in the arm. It hurt like hell. I was screaming and scared shitless. So I took to my heels. I met back here with Stislav. They chased him, but he being so lightly dressed and them in armour, they couldn't keep up.
How many of them were there?
I'd say 5, 6.
You went up against 6 of them?
Of course not. We waited for some of them to go on patrol. That left just 3, though heavily armoured they were. If we'd caught them by surprise, it might have worked.
Why did you want to kill them?
Why? To stop them doing mischief round here. We wanted to help the village. We could hide in fear and moan, or do something about it. And we also wanted to make a bit of a name for ourselves among the locals.
It was brave of you. You wanted to do the right thing. I would have done the same.
Not that it did any good, but thanks. All the folk here now take me for a fool. You're the only one to see it differently.
Where's Stislav, anyway?
I don't know. He was a bundle of nerves after what happened. Packed up and left. I've no idea where he went, and I don't blame him. I'm not exactly doing great myself. It really pissed Andrew off, and now he's even nastier to the villagers than before.
Where can I find this, Andrew?
Are you fucking with me?
No. I'm sorry about what happened to you, but I badly need to find that stone. You don't just lose something like that. And from what you said, it seems I don't have much choice.
I'm telling you, that stone's cursed. Weren't you listening to me?
Can you hear yourself? You attacked a band of hardened mercenaries. Anyone else would have paid for that with their life, but not one of you was killed. Not to mention that this Hensel, the one with the stone, wasn't hit by a single arrow. But you were.
Sakura, I never thought of it that way. You know, you might be right.
You see? Now tell me where this camp of theirs is.
You'll come across some ponds between Raborz and Bohunjovic. Near one of them, there's a fork where wayfarers sometimes camp if they're stuck for a place to stay. From that fork, follow the water downstream, and you should find the ruins of an old mill.
And that's where they're holding Hensel? The one with the stone?
Yeah, there. But if I were you, I'd stay off the path. Take the hill and nip through the woods. You'll get to some rocks overlooking the mill. You'll have a bird's eye view of everything from there. That's the way we went too. But make sure they don't spot you. There's a good chance they've upped their guard after our attack.
Sound advice. Thanks.
Look, what's your plan anyway?
Well, I'm thinking if I can find Andrew, I'll find Hensel. And then I'll finally get to the bottom of this shit with the Thunderstone.
Just be careful, because Andrew's a cunning fucker. Look, since you're going there anyway, I know I'm not in a position to ask you for anything, but still, do you think you could rescue Hensel?
And how, pray, do you expect me to do that?
I don't know, just something. Because if you don't, I don't know who will. Andrew's a greedy bastard. Some coin might do it. Or you could sneak in quietly and slip back out with Hensel.
How about I just kill them all?
I thought best not to suggest that. You know how we ended up. But, you know, whatever you think's best. It's just, they're pretty tough and well-armed, you know.
I'll manage somehow. But the whole thing's getting so messy, it's almost like the stone's power is interfering somehow. If I find a way, I'll help Hensel.
Thank you so much! May all the saints be with you, and I hope you have better luck than we did.
Look what I have for you.
Good boy. What do you need, sir?
What do you have for sale?
I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir.
Here, Mutt! Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Quick! Ja!
under attack! Now you're gonna get it! Take the fucker out, damn it! I'll chop you up, you shit!
You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit! I'll rip your...
Fuck! I can't see it! You wanna try me? I surrender! I surrender! Now! To hell with you! Attack! Everyone, get over here!
Here you go. Take it. Here you go. Take it. Here, Mutt. Here, Mutt. Come here.
Hey! By all the saints, don't leave me here! Please, untie me!
Relax. I'm getting there.
Thanks.
Christ almighty! You stormed in on them like you were the Archangel Michael himself. Thanks for getting me out of here.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I am. All things considered. Thanks for rescuing me. You have no idea how grateful I am. God knows what they would have done to me in the end. All that aside, who are you, anyway?
Henry.
I'm Hensel, and I owe you big time, Henry. Though, in all honesty, I'm not sure why I was worth all that trouble. But grateful nonetheless.
Peter told me what happened.
Peter? Well, thank the saints for him. So he's safe and sound, is he?
In a manner of speaking. He got shot, but nothing serious.
What about Stislav?
From what I hear, Stislav made it out unscathed too. But what happened scared him so much he scarpered.
Sakra. At least he's alive. I was worried about them both. It's all my fault, you know. Oh, I dread to think what could have happened to him.
Listen, it wasn't exactly by chance that I ran into Peter either. I was looking for you in the village because of the Thunderstone you stole from Tomlin in Horsham, who, by the way, is royally fucking upset with you.
Well, I suppose I would be too if I were him. But I have to say, the whole Thunderstone idea was the stupidest I've ever had. It brought us no luck, no protection. Well, the opposite, in fact.
Let's forget that for a moment. What I really need to know is where the stone ended up.
You won't be surprised to hear. Ramed snatched it from me when I was captured. He didn't believe it had any powers, but he has a nose for money. That's all that matters to him. From what I heard, he sold it in Sukdal to some farmer's wife, I think he said, Mlada or something, well, from the edge of the village.
Sakra. That stone really is cursed. Well, there's nothing for it. I'm off to Sukdal.
Hold your horses. That wasn't the only thing I heard. There's this pond below Raborsh, right? And on the bank, across from the village, there's a small crag. Somewhere around there, they hid some of their spoils.
Well, they hid it all right, but not well enough.
What? You filched Andrew's stash? Well, good for you. Serves the bastard right. I was going to cast an eye there myself, but I see there's no need to bother now. Well, thanks again for everything, and God be with you wherever you may go.
I should go back. I should go back.
You made it after all. And here I was thinking you'd never come.
How are you? I believe you're mistaken. I'm just passing by. Are you sure it's me you're waiting for?
You and no other.
Are you confusing me with someone else?
Oh no, I had a dream about you, and you looked exactly like this. Those eyes, the hair, that nose, exactly as I remember it.
Do we know each other? You don't look familiar.
No, we don't. But we were destined to meet.
What do you mean?
I dreamt about you on St. John's Eve, and then again a few more times.
Well, all right. What is it you need?
What do you think? A groom?
A groom? It's a little hasty for my liking. I mean, I've never seen you before in my life.
That is of no matter. See, on St. John's Eve, all us village girls floated wreaths. Hannah's bobbed its way to the other bank. Eliza's fell to pieces, but mine floated the furthest of all. And then that night, I dreamt of you.
You say you dreamt about me?
And more than once at that. But the first time was on St. John's Eve, and that means something.
Does it now? Then what?
That it will come true. I picked 9 flowers at night, put them under my pillow, and you know the rest.
What was that you said about wreaths?
You're not from around these parts, are you? Me and the girls release them on the water every St. John's Eve. If your wreath reaches the other side, it means you will soon be married. But if it sinks or breaks up, yours will be a miserable marriage. And mine got swept downstream to who knows where.
And that means...
When I wed, my husband will take me away from here.
Thanks for the explanation. I don't want to dampen your spirits, but you must be mistaken. I have no plans to marry just yet. And I can't, anyway.
But... my dreams. The wreath of 9 herbs. I did everything they told me.
And if you are to marry away from here, it probably shouldn't be to someone like me.
I'm not saying he has to be from far away. Kuttenberg would be enough for me.
I'm not a city lad. I'm from Skalitz.
Skalitz? You're a villager? Well, it certainly couldn't have been you I was dreaming of then. I bid you safe travels. The man in my dream looked older. Not this well.
Gather round, good men, so you can avoid danger. Hear what I say about the greatest evil of all.
Stronger stuff.
My respects.
Feel free. You're no longer in mortal danger. Doggy, good boy.
Gentle and well formed. Enough to turn even an honest man's head. Who only cares for cricket and
I'm sorry. What are you barging in here for?
And don't think this one or that one may be different. They're all for forgiveness for being brought into this world by a woman. You silly doggy.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Whoa!
Go!
Whoa!
God! Go!
Easy, good horse.
Quick!
Ka! Whoa, whoa.
Ka! Good doggy. Good boy.
Whoa, whoa.
What are you doing, strolling about without a light?
Look what I have for you.
Christ! Pardon me. How can I help you today?
My body is in need of rest and relaxation.
What'll it be this time, Henry?
Do you have some pretty girl here who could, keep me company?
My girls know how to make a fella happy.
What I really need right now is a little taste of paradise.
Excellent. Pay up and we can get started.
I'll gladly pay you.
Excellent. You won't regret it, sir.
My God, that was really something.
Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Be it done unto me according to thy word.
So, I went to see my brother and talk about the inheritance. But
What would you like?
What do you...
I hope you find what you're looking for next time, sister.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Greetings. What do you want?
I heard you bought a Thunderstone from Andrew Ramhead. Is that so?
Well, it is. What's it to you?
Andrew Ramhead took it from Hensel from Warhorse, who in turn stole it from Tomlin Brookhans down Horseshan way.
And? I don't know those people. Even if it's true, I knew nothing about it. I bought the stone fair and square, and for good money. My husband's gravely ill and nothing's helping. The stone is to heal him.
And what ails your husband?
Peter went to lie down one afternoon and he hasn't budged since. He's not eating, and he's barely talking to anyone. What's worse, soon after he took ill, a Minerva owl perched on the roof one evening.
A Minerva owl? I assume that doesn't bode well, does it?
No, not at all. An owl on your roof means death is closing in. That's why I need the stone. If it weren't for the stone, I'm sure Peter would be gone by now.
So am I to understand that if your husband heals, you won't need the stone?
Well, A stone like this is a precious thing. It can still protect us from all manner of misfortune.
But you bought it to save your husband.
That may be, but I'll not be wanting to lose that stone.
How about this? I'll try to help your husband, and if I succeed, you'll gift me the stone.
Why would I do that? The stone is bound to help him.
What if the power of the stone brought me here to help your husband?
I hadn't thought of it like that.
So, how about we make a deal?
All right, but only if you help him.
Of course. I'll take a look at him and see what I can do.
And please hurry. With that owl and everything, I'm quite sure the Reaper's nearby. You'll find Peter in his room.
All right. I'll take a look at him and see if there's anything I can do. It's usually a good idea to speak to others who are close to the sufferer. That may be able to explain a few things, especially if the patient himself isn't very communicative.
Aha. I see you really have done this before. I'm starting to believe that stone really did draw you here. So, ask around on the farm if you need to. We'll all be at your service.
Perfect. I'll get on with it. And I'd better check the whole room, just in case.
Do whatever it takes to help Peter.
Can you think of something that might help me heal him? Anything?
I can't. I'm desperate myself. I've tried just about everything. Peter is just an ordinary cooper. We've lived here for years. We go to church. My husband doesn't travel outside the village often. This last time he had some business in Pechgau, near Golin, but he came back empty-handed, breathless and confused. He was fumbling around here for a few days, not doing his job, just spending time in his workshop. Lord knows what he was doing in there. Then he went to bed, and since then, he's just been lying there. He doesn't eat. Not even the potions are helping. He doesn't sleep a wink at night. At least, I don't think he does. If I stopped sleeping too, our homestead would fall apart.
I'll ask him why he can't sleep. What's tormenting him?
Try that. He won't speak to me about anything. It's as if he was keeping secrets from me. Or maybe just protecting me from something. See you soon, my friend.
All sorts of medicines. I can ask Peter if they're helping him.
They're coming. We're close now.
Peter is fasting. I should talk to him about it.
Good doggy. Good boy.
I can't go on.
Who knows what the summer will bring? What with the bloody war and everything.
The Lord be with you. What do you need?
I offered Malada to try and cure Peter. Can you think of anything that might help?
I already gave the women some advice, but they just don't listen to me.
What did you tell them?
To put Peter in a dark room, because speaking to him makes it worse.
But most importantly, they should get some vinegar and salt and rub it on the soles of his feet. Then they should mix mallow, linseed, bran, and a pinch of salt and boil it in water. Strain that through a cloth and add a bit of honeycomb as well as a drop of wood oil. Then all they have to do is wash his arse out with it. Finally, they need to cut open a black chicken along its backbone and put it on Peter's forehead. But before that, they'll have to shave his head. Peter is going mad, and this is the only thing that can help him.
That's not exactly a simple procedure. I can't promise you I'll try it.
Trust me, this is the only thing that's going to help him. Simply put, Peter's losing his marbles.
Do you have any idea how it might have happened?
Well, I know he was headed to Colin on business, but he never made it there. He came back all red, couldn't breathe, as if he was being hanged. I wouldn't be surprised if some bandit grabbed him by the throat along the way.
I'll ask him if he was attacked.
That would be my guess. And why else would he be looking for weapons, eh? He's afraid.
Farewell.
Greetings. What do you need?
Do you know anything about Peter's illness?
No, sorry. Better ask someone else. Farewell, my friend.
Look what I have for you.
Good day. What would you like?
Do you know anything about Peter's illness that might help me cure him?
I already told Mladda everything I could think of. Nothing worked. Take care, my friend.
Greetings. What do you need?
I offered Mladda to try and cure Peter's illness. Can you think of anything that might help me?
Honestly, none of us here knows what to do. I picked some herbs for Mladda and left them in the room. That's about all I can do for them. It came over him so suddenly.
Can you at least tell me when Peter started feeling ill?
I don't remember exactly when, but I do remember that Peter was transporting goods all the way to Pechkow. He took his horse and dog and set out at first light, but he was back before noon. He said he had to turn around near Opatovitz. I have no idea what happened to him there. Maybe his horse got spooked or his dog bit him. I just don't know.
Thank you. I'll ask him if anything like that happened to him.
See you later.
Why would a craftsman need weapons? I'll ask him about it.
God, these furry mutts.
Oh no. Why? A lovely tree like that. It's a nice place to rest.
Peter, my name is Henry. I'm here to help you.
Another poor bloke that's to deal with me, as if Marder didn't have enough on her plate already.
I'll try to figure out what's wrong with you.
Hmm?
I see you have a lot of herbs here.
Marder brought them.
I see a lot of mugwort here. The local deer won't be happy that Mlada took their favourite herb. Have you got worms in your stomach, too?
Mugwort helps me sleep. And forget everything that's been happening around here lately. Especially when I wash it down with wine.
You ought to be careful with mugwort. It can help in small doses. But if you use it for too long, it'll only make your problems worse. It can cause dizziness, cramps, even unconsciousness. Mixing it with wine will only speed it up.
So be it.
Did you have a disagreement with your dog, by any chance?
No.
I don't necessarily mean a bite. A stray dog or a wolf can give you a fright when you're out gathering wood in the forest.
Dog is a good boy. But he can't protect us from Sigismund's cutthroats. He'll only make those soldiers more angry.
If you train your dog well, you don't have to worry about him not obeying you. Besides, the last time I walked around Suchdal, I didn't see any of Sigismund's men.
Rumour has it they're coming soon. And nobody cares. They act as if nothing's going on.
Except for you.
Except for me.
Don't be alarmed. I need to take a closer look. Let's see. No swelling. No cancer on the skin. Does this hurt?
Nothing hurts.
Your palms are cold. Your muscles are tense. And your heart's pounding so hard you could hear it all the way to Prague. You seem like you're ready to fight. Or flee.
They're getting close now.
Who is?
The soldiers. Sigismund's men.
Well, physically, you seem fine, Peter. It's strange.
I'm a weakling. A weakling.
I found some weapons in your workshop. Did you hurt yourself?
No.
Look, I'm a knight of humble descent too. Neither Vanyek nor Bernard spared me much in the training arena, but now I know how to swing a sword without too many scratches and cuts. And since I don't see any on you either, I wonder why a cooper like you would own a sword.
For when Sigismund's army arrives.
That's what the local garrison is for.
The garrison can't stop that horde. Trust me. There's got to be someone here who'll at least try.
The garrison will stay at the fortress where you have to escape to. Nobody will hurt you there.
They'll come at night, and before anyone at the fortress finds out, the village will be on fire!
Well, I can hardly talk you out of that worry. When you went to Pechkow on business, did anything happen to you on the way? Did you get attacked?
I got away from them.
Well, there aren't any signs of a brawl on your body, but you look as if someone was choking you right now. I can see the veins on your neck pulsing.
Sigismund. He's the one who's got me by the throat.
What do you mean?
Soon he'll send his army here to crush us, just like in Opatowitz. When I saw what happened there, they didn't stand a chance.
Did they have a fortress in Opatowitz?
No.
But you do have one here?
That doesn't mean anything. They'll only lay siege for us longer and we'll die slower.
I don't think I can convince you otherwise. How's your appetite lately? I see you haven't touched the food, but the wine, on the other hand...
I'm hungry. Aye. But I've got no appetite. My stomach is clenching. I can hardly get a bite in before I start heaving. Wine at least helps me fall asleep and forget all the grief I'm giving Mlada.
Fasting only causes an imbalance of humours in your body and leads to other problems. And as far as alcohol goes, there's nothing wrong with drinking a little to deal with the pain. But once it becomes a habit, you'll soon find yourself on the road to hell.
I'd rather die drunk than sober. I suppose they'll hurt less when Sigismund's men come to burn down our village, just like they did in Opatowitz.
I understand. But as I said, starving yourself will only cause the elements in your body to clash. What are your nights like? Mlada said you don't sleep much.
I just stare at the wall. I try to sleep during the day, but it's not much better.
Well, it's certainly no fever or pain that's ailing you. I assume it's dark thoughts that keep you up at night.
I can't fall asleep, because of all the noblemen who keep coming to Lord Pisek's fortress. I'm always hearing hoofbeats, and they startle me.
So Lord Pisek likes to host nobles at his fortress? What's so unusual about that?
And what do you think they're doing here, eh? Preparing for war. That's what.
If Lord Pisek was about to go to war, he'd be gathering a lot more men here than a couple of nobles.
Folk ought to be scared to leave the village. Mezoles is gone. And when I saw Opatowitz, Suchtol is next. I'm sure of it.
I'll examine you. Just by eye. Pale skin. Dark circles under the eyes. A downcast expression on the face. I don't see any bruises. A few calluses and cuts on the hands. Nothing unusual for a craftsman after a hard day in the workshop.
I told you. I'm not in any pain. Just let me lie here.
Irritability. No foul odour. Bodily humours aren't leaking. And you aren't bleeding.
But I will, when Sigismund's horde gets here.
Why would Sigismund attack Suchtol?
He does as he pleases. You have no idea how many villages he's plundered already.
I reckon attacking a village protected by a fortress is the last thing Sigismund would want to do now.
The fortress is what's bothering him. That's why he'll destroy it. And us with it.
I don't know about that. What am I going to do with you, Peter? Your body is healthy, but your soul isn't. A deep melancholy has taken hold of you. Sigismund's army is the cause. A lot of ordinary folk are frightened and anxious because of the soldiers, but you're completely petrified.
You don't have to remind me.
What am I going to do with you? The chamomile decoction will help calm your mind, and a bag of dried chamomile surely won't go to waste either. You'll also definitely need to adjust your diet. I'll help with that. And last but not least, some words of encouragement wouldn't be amiss. I'll get things ready and come back to you soon. Peter, let's talk about how we can help you. I have some suggestions for treatment.
I'm listening.
You need to start eating again, even if you don't have an appetite. First, ask Mlada to get you some honey and add it to your gruel.
You think some honey is gonna save me?
It'll give you stamina without irritating your stomach, first of all. But you have to admit Mother Nature has it well thought out. Where bloodwort helps with bleeding and feverfew with fevers, honey coats your humours so that they can't get out of balance so easily. Any melancholia wanting to take hold of you would have to make its way through thick honey, so it could hardly get from your stomach to your head. And soon you'll be as busy as a bee again, and getting on swimmingly. Which brings me to my next piece of advice. Start eating fish more regularly. Some nice fatty ones, ideally. Fat in the belly will surely stop gloom from getting through. Same as with the honey.
I suppose that makes sense.
You should drink the chamomile decoction.
Great. Another potion.
You can drink it before bed, of course. That's what it's for. But let me give you a word of advice. As soon as you feel melancholia taking hold of you again, take a sip. Or even just smell it. That'll be enough to put your mind at ease. You'll see. And suddenly you'll realise it's not so hard to return to your work.
Well, I suppose there's no harm in trying.
I'd like to give you some dried chamomile.
But you already gave me the decoction. How much chamomile do I have to stuff myself with?
Don't eat the dried chamomile. Put it under your pillow, or add it to your soap. Sometimes the most complicated things really are that simple.
Well, chamomile certainly smells better than that mugwort stuff. Thank you.
Listen, Peter. I know you're worried about the army that's camped nearby. That's why I'd like to tell you something. Being afraid is only natural. But tell me, why are you afraid? You worried about Mlada, the farm, Suchtal?
Aye.
Well, that doesn't make you a coward. It means you care about your loved ones. Take that fear and turn it into vigilance. With it, you'll always be one step ahead. I can see you're an observant person, sensitive to what's going on right now.
Observant? If only I knew what to do with it.
How about this? Take your valuables and bury them in a safe place. If the army attacks and burns down your cottage, you'll build a new one.
But they'll kill us. So what good will it do me?
Just listen. Have the others in the village do the same. If they have cattle, they should try to drive them off before the attack starts. If they don't manage in time, no matter. Cows have legs too. They can take care of themselves. Always keep a horse ready. And if the attack begins, ride with Mlada to the fortress.
But what about the others in the village?
Well, they've still got you. Peter, the watchful Cooper. You'll hardly be able to notice the soldiers approaching if you're stuck here in bed. But when you get back to work, you'll see what's going on. And remember, you and Mlada aren't alone in this.
When you say it like that, it doesn't seem so hopeless. I should take better care of our village.
And then Sigismund can burn all the houses to the ground, but he'll never break the spirit of Suchdal. A bit of prayer won't hurt. Lord, have mercy on Peter here, and lift from him the weight of his affliction. For you have laid upon him this affliction to try him. And you see that Peter, O Lord, endures your trial patiently and without contradiction. Unless you, O Lord, relieve Peter of his illness, no physician in the world can. I beg of you, O Lord, heal his soul and let his body once again find its lost balance. Amen.
Amen.
Well then, I've done everything I can. Things will get better, Peter. You'll see. Anyway, I'll come back to see you in a few days.
Look what I have for you.
Christ, I apologise.
Henry! Henry! It's Peter! You won't believe what happened.
How is Peter doing?
Henry, you won't believe it. It worked. Peter got up in the morning. You could see that he was struggling, but then something in him snapped into place and he just went to work. I can tell he's still fighting something inside his head. He'll stop for a moment, take a deep breath, then continue working. I reckon he wants to discuss something with the others in the village, but I don't know if he has the strength for it now. But regardless, it went away as quickly as it came. I can't thank you enough.
Just keep giving him hope, so that he doesn't fall back into gloom.
I will. You can count on it.
I'm glad I could help. But don't forget our deal. The Thunderstone is mine now.
But the stone helped, Peter. We need it, and I'll never be able to afford another one. It'll protect our homestead. And what if Peter's illness returns? Then I'll need the stone again.
The stone has great power, but it's used up all the strength it had for you. Now it's time for it to help others.
You're right. Here, it's rightfully yours. It's hard to give it up, knowing how much I spent on it. That's why I can't give you anything else as a reward right now. But believe me, I'll spread the word of how you helped us around the village.
Thank you. That's good enough for me.
See you later, my friend.
Look what I have for you.
What did he give you for it? You have a time master.
Henry! Henry! Mate! It's me!
Do I know you?
Of course you do! Come... Henry! My friend! We meet again! This can't be a coincidence.
Greetings, Bolek. How's your search for the Grail going? Did you pick up any clues at the monastery?
Not much. I took your advice and tried to get in there as a novice. But it all fell apart.
How so?
It went well at first. I got hold of this habit and I completed the first task. Getting rid of my possessions, hand them out to the poor and all that. That was easy. But then came the hard part. I sort of lied to them about being able to read and write, and then they wanted me to prove it. Well, to cut a long story short, I didn't have a chance to mention the Grail before the guards chased me to the city gate. They said I'd desecrated hallowed ground.
I told you have to be able to do that. Monks spend their days copying manuscripts. Actually, the only reason they'll let you in is if you can churn out copies of books.
I know. I was hoping that wouldn't come up until later, after I got the lie of the land.
Well, what can you do, eh? Possessions are only a burden anyway. At least you can start with a clean slate.
That's true. I didn't have much of anything anyway, so it's no great loss. It's just, I had a locket. I'm a little sorry to lose that.
Was it expensive? Gold?
I don't think it was expensive, but it was given to me by my wife. When she finds out I'd lost it, she'll take a broom to me.
And how long have you been away from your family?
Well, it must have been 5 years, I think. My Rosalie must really be looking forward to seeing me by now.
Look, are you sure she's still waiting for you? 5 years is quite a while, isn't it?
Of course I am. I made sure not to leave her alone, so she wouldn't feel sad. We have a child, and my brother lives next door. He promised he'd look in on her from time to time, so I don't have to worry on that score. When I come back with the Grail, she'll be waiting for me with open arms.
Right. If you say so. So, what are you planning? Is your quest at an end?
Not yet. I just need a lead. I feel like I'm so close to the Grail I could reach out and grasp it. I might try asking the millers again. Or maybe get a monk so drunk he'll clue me in. We'll see what path the Lord plots for me.
Well, good luck to you, my friend.
Thanks. And like I promised, if I ever find the Grail, I'll seek you out and we'll drink together to the eternal glory of our Lord.
You silly dog.
Ja! Ka! Whoa, whoa. Hey, Tomlin. I ran into that Hensel from Warhorse, and he told me that he stole your Thunderstone.
That fucking thief. I knew it was him. So, did you get my stone from the prick?
No. Bandit snatched it from him, and it ended up with some ladder down Suchdol way.
Ah, fuck shit. I can't believe it. Look, Henry, I'm sorry I lied to you about the stone. I just didn't want word to get out it had been stolen. I'd be a laughing stock.
Yeah, I get it. I don't blame you.
I'm glad to hear that. But speaking of the stone, it's still rightfully mine. It was me who found it. It's what the heavens wanted. If you get your hands on it, you'll give it back, won't you? I'll make it worth your while. You can be sure of that.
All right, I'll think about it. Assuming, of course, I find the stone in the first place. I found that Thunderstone.
Really? That's bloody brilliant. I thought I'd lost it for good, to be honest. But it seems to have found its way back to me after all. Which just goes to show I was meant to have it.
Maybe. But Kona really needs it. I think I'll give it to her.
You what? You can't do that. I found the stone. It was meant for me. If you give it to anybody else, it won't do them any good.
The fact someone stole it from you surely means I was fated to find it and decide what to do with it. And I want to give it to Kona. She needs it more than you do.
Damn you to hell!
Ma made it better.
I found the Thunderstone.
Really? Oh, God bless you, Henry. Without the stone, I don't know what I would do. Or what else could help me.
Well, you don't have to worry about that now. Take the stone. I hope it helps you.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. This stone will make giving birth easier and save my baby's life.
Glad to have been of service.
I'll get Hannah to give you a lower price at the stud farm, as I promised. And you know what? I'll share a piece of wisdom my grandmother taught me. She said you need to brew nightshade with twice as much mugwort and a good splash of brandy.
Hold on. I know that concoction, and it's no laughing matter. So please, never ever try to brew this yourself. Such concoctions should only be prepared by a properly trained apothecary. If anyone else makes it, it could end badly.
My, what a scholar you are. But you've been so helpful, I believe you. And I promise not to brew it myself or tell anyone else about it. So at least drop by to see my Demir. He's a very skilled man. And since you've been so helpful, if you like, perhaps he'll let you in on some of his blacksmithing secrets. Oh, and I also have some money put aside for emergencies, so you can have that. It's not much, but it's all I can give you.
Hold on to your money. I'm sure it'll come in handy for you at some point. I was glad I could help. So let's leave it at that.
Oh, Mother Mary. What a noble man you are. Thank you.
Go! Whoa!
People walk here too, you know.
Car! Whoa!
At your service, sir.
Leave me alone. Go away.
You have a kind master.
Hey, Chuchoriepi, where are you hiding?
Here you go. Take it.
Oh well, now just this.
Thank you, sir. And come again.
Good evening, Henry.
I apologize.